weeds. But there again, it might have been by the summertime when the weeds are all dead anyway.
This is where they used to thresh the wheat with donkeys and big stones, and they'd drag it up here.
There were big slabs of wood, about meter, 2 meters, well, 2 meters by 1 meter. And then they would have this funny little, and on the bottom of the wood, they take the sharp stones from the limestone stones here, and they make marks in the wood, and then hammer the stone in, which gives you a very sharp edge. And then they would lay it flat, put a little seat on it, hook the donkeys to it, and go round and round and round. Other people would bring up the wheat that they had done. And you had other people who had the pitchforks, throwing the wheat up, the chaff, I think is what they call it, which is the straw part, up into the air, and the wind would blow it away. And what would be left would be the grain that they would gather. But everybody did that.
And this is the old stones that were laid for them to drag.
You can see there are 2 different levels. There's a second level there that we're above now that maybe you can see.
Yeah.
There. And there was a wonderful story that Lula's stepfather was telling me. And when he was a young man, he very much fancied Maria, the woman that is Lula's mum.
Yes,
we met. A village beauty.
Yes.
And but he couldn't possibly ask her for her hand, and there was definitely no dating in those days. And because he came from a family who didn't own land, and her father was a landowner. So he said, but he was a good musician, and he played the violin. And he had a friend who played the bouzouki. And they used to come up here at night, just as evening fell. And they would sit there as the moon rose, the sun set, and then the moon rose this way. And then they would sit there as the moon rose, and the girls would be way over here, at the right-hand side, and the boys would be over there singing to them, sort of serenading. And all these love songs. And of course the girls were dressed to the nines because they couldn't possibly meet in the middle, but at least they must have had good sight.
They could be seen.
Exactly. And that was flirting in the flirting at Kato Drys in the 1930s.
Flirting in the 30s.
Yes, the flirty 30s.